Welcome back to Hardball. Today in El Paso, Texas, President Obama laid out his vision for immigration reform, resetting an issue that could play an important role in 2012. But will anything really get done? That's my question. And what are the politics at play here? That's easy. Clarence Page is a columnist for the Chicago Tribune, and Chris Liz, managing editor of postpolitics.com and an MSNBC contributor. Let's take a listen, gentlemen. Here's President Obama on removing the incentive to come here legally. I read this to be he's going to stop illegal hiring. Let's listen.
The most significant step we can now take to secure the borders is to fix the system as a whole, so that fewer people have the incentive to enter illegally in search of work in the first place.
Well, that's my question. I want to ask you, gentlemen, for a gut check here. Is this president, who many people like, and I like him generally, going to get serious about putting together a real immigration package which will actually pass because it has teeth as well as generosity? Clarence.
Well, it's one thing to propose a package, another thing to get it through. You see how much trouble he has had trying to get
Will we have teeth in this thing,
reforms.
or is it just going to be more BS?
I think I'm not going to say there's going to be more BS. He has sincerely good reasons to want to push for immigration reform. It plays well for Democrats politically. It plays badly for Republicans, among Hispanics especially, if they block it. But
that's all obvious.
Time,
I want to
though,
know, is he going to try to get a bill passed, meaning a bill that has the teeth in it that Simpson-Mazzoli didn't have, that all the previous talk is, it's like the Middle East. It never gets done because both sides disagree. The Hispanic community doesn't seem to want a bill with teeth in it. The business community doesn't want to have a bill with teeth in it. The Republicans like to throw all the Hispanics out of the country or here illegally. So you never really have a deal. Is there going to be a deal here?
I don't see signs of a deal. Democrats are reluctant to want to really put forth any kind of enforcement that is going to result in more deportations. They've already seen more deportations under Obama than under Bush, some 400,000 Mexican Americans, I understand. And that's one of the reasons why President Obama is being pressured by the Hispanic community to do something.
I'm sorry, Clarence, you're missing my point. If you reform the bill and people can sign up to stay here legally, you won't have deportations. It has to go hand in glove. Teeth, carrot, and stick. You say to a person, you can't stay here legally, but if you want to stay here legally, we have a plan for you to become a citizen or to become a guest worker. Why don't they agree to a deal, Clarence? Stay on you for a minute.
As I said, I thought I was being pretty clear. What part of no don't you understand?
The part when you said there's going to be all these mass deportations. There wouldn't be any deportations.
No, already mass deportations.
No, but
I'm saying
not
that
under a reform there wouldn't be.
Well, also, President Obama can tell his own Justice Department to just do a slowdown, same way he has slowed down on arresting medical marijuana folks out in California.
Let me try with Chris. I'm not getting anywhere, Clarence.
Good luck.
Well, I know I'm not getting anywhere. I don't want to talk the politics. I know what everybody wants and doesn't want. Chris, will there be a deal here, a real bill? Okay.
No, but I think I'm agreeing with what Clarence has said. No, there won't be a deal, Chris. And I don't want to just talk about the politics, but I will tell you, go and look at any poll in which people are asked what should be the priority that the government works on: economy, healthcare, jobs, some foreign policy. Immigration's way down that list. And I'll be honest, Chris, you know this. The 2012 campaign started the day the 2010 campaign ended. I do not see President Obama expending significant political capital, and that's what this would take, expending significant political capital to try and craft a grand bargain. Look, to the extent he's going to craft a grand bargain, he's going to try to do it on debt and spending issues. He's not going to do it on immigration.
So why is he talking in El Paso?
Well, Chris, because there's politics in it, Chris. Look, the Hispanic community is a hugely influential and growing community. This is a community.
So he's going to betray them by not really doing anything.
Well, I think he's going to say, I'm doing more and doing things better than your alternative. Remember, this is, elections tend to be a binary choice. You get A or B. And I think President Obama is going to say, look, here's what I'm doing.
And Chris, let me explain my position here, because I'm not getting it through here. If you care about people in this country without documentation here illegally, who've been here because they came to work here, they didn't come to commit crimes, they came here to work here. If you want them to become Americanized legally so they can vote, they can have all the opportunities of an American, not worry about being picked up, the only way to do that is with a reform bill. The only way to get a reform bill through, Clarence, is if it has teeth in it that stops the flow of people coming across the border. That's all I'm saying. Your thoughts?
Right. Well, you heard his speech today. He wants to get a conversation going. He listed all the good reasons that you're talking about and also the obstacles. But we are nowhere near actually being able to say, yes, we're going to have comprehensive immigration reform. You saw how much trouble there was last time, and John McCain has yet to recover from it politically. It's still a hot potato. But now is a good time for President Obama to spend some capital on it and certainly shift the conversation away from reducing spending and balancing the budget and over toward an issue that plays well for him politically, as well as having the virtue of doing some social good.
Do you think,
and Chris, I would say I agree with everything you said. I agree with everything you just said about you need to have both sides give if you really care about this issue. I don't think Clarence Wright is questioning about whether President Obama cares about the issue. It's can you find a way to have a policy with teeth in it that people will get behind? Can you find a way to have comprehensive reform that has a path to citizenship that people will get behind? You know, ultimately the president can't do this by executive fiat. I mean,
no,
this
I just
has
don't
to
think
move through
you
Congress.
get anywhere unless you say you think it can be done. If you say to people, look, everybody reasonable understands you're not going to send 11 million people out of the country who live here now, have made lives here. But they're never going to have full American lives until you legalize or you actually basically create a system where you can actually become an American. You'll never get that until you outlaw future illegal immigration, it seems to me. That's just my view. I guess I'm trying to come down into a middle space here that's really American, and nobody seems to want to come with me. Anyway, thank you, Clarence. Thank you, Chris Cillizza.